What am I doing?
Travis Barker has been pulling away from Kourtney Kardashian lately, even though she's been trying her hardest to keep him around. She's been desperately trying to save their marriage, but none of her attempts have stopped him from continuing to withdraw even more. Now Kourtney is putting a bizarre plan into action, and it's her last resort. The truth about her final attempt to fix things with Travis and how he's been reacting to it so far is absolutely insane, so let's get into it. According to The Sun, Travis recently caught a flight to Australia, where he and his Blink-182 bandmates have multiple concerts scheduled as part of their global tour. But he wasn't by himself when he arrived at his destination, and he was clearly not happy about it. In an attempt to make up for the distance that Travis has created in their marriage, Kourtney recently started acting extremely clingy. Not only did she tag along when he flew out of the country, but she seemingly decided to turn his Australian tour stops into a family trip. Travis was photographed right after he walked out of the airport in Sydney, and he was immediately followed by Kourtney, Penelope, Rain, and 3-month-old Rocky. But judging from the very serious look on his face, he was completely unimpressed by his wife's travel plans. Travis still appeared to be annoyed the next day when he and Kourtney posed for pictures with fans outside of a restaurant. While he looked totally exhausted and unhappy in the photo shared by the Daily Mail, Kourtney seemed very happy to be side by side with him. However, Kourtney's last-ditch effort to keep Travis interested in her and more involved with Rocky might not be going exactly as she hoped. She and the kids ended up staying in Sydney instead of flying with Travis to Perth and Adelaide, where he performed with his band. According to the Daily Mail, Travis and his bandmates were seen leaving their hotel in Perth before heading to their next tour stop. His fellow Blink-182 member, Mark Hoppus, was joined by his wife Sky Everly, and everyone carpooled together to the airport. Apparently, Kourtney had either decided to skip out or she hadn't been invited to join in the first place. Unfortunately for Kourtney, being in a separate city from Travis meant that she wasn't able to spend Valentine's Day with him. It seems strange that she didn't spend the romantic holiday with him, considering she's been trying to fix their marriage. So why hadn't she traveled with him and his bandmates to the next city like Mark's wife had? It turns out that Kourtney might not have even had a say in going with Travis to the next stop on the tour. Surprisingly, she didn't stay behind because of any potential issues with childcare either. The day after Valentine's Day, Travis surprisingly took a flight back to Sydney. The Daily Mail released photos showing that he had reunited with Kourtney, Penelope, and Rain at an amusement park. Meanwhile, Rocky was babysat by one of the people on Kourtney's team of helpers. That means Kourtney's reason for staying behind wasn't because she didn't have anyone around to watch the kids. But why would she have wanted to follow Travis across the world with her kids in tow just to end up staying in a separate location from him? It's starting to seem incredibly likely that Kourtney only remained in Sydney with the kids because of a decision that Travis made. Maybe he didn't want her tagging along for the entire tour, or he told her that he simply needed more space. But according to what an insider just revealed to The Sun, Kourtney is seriously stressed out for a truly unbelievable reason. The source claimed that Kourtney is currently trying to hide just how extremely overwhelmed and exhausted she's feeling. Allegedly, her attempt to follow Travis around while he's on tour is proving to be way more challenging than she originally thought it would be. Supposedly, Kourtney has been able to rely on her trusted team of people to help her out when she needs it. However, she's still completely drained by taking care of Rocky and entertaining her older kids while dealing with jet lag as well. But that's not all. The source added that Kourtney has also been feeling super disappointed by how much Travis has been working. The reality of her situation is totally different from what she expected would happen on the trip. According to the source, Kourtney was determined to keep her family together in Australia because she wasn't willing to be separated from Travis for a month. But it's been incredibly difficult for her to take care of Rocky and her other kids, especially so far away from home. Kourtney is reportedly trying to stay hopeful that she'll get to spend some quality time with Travis, but so far attempting to balance parenting with tour life has left her with basically no energy on top of feeling emotionally defeated. If Kourtney is already struggling, that's not exactly a great sign for how things will go during the rest of the tour. Blink-182 still has numerous concerts scheduled throughout the summer, and they won't actually finish their world tour until the very end of August. At this rate, Kourtney might want to reconsider the other part of her last-ditch effort to save her marriage. Inside sources recently told the Daily Mail that she has allegedly already started planning to have another baby with Travis for an absolutely outrageous reason. The insiders explained that Kourtney supposedly thinks that if she has another baby with Travis as soon as next year, he'll end up staying home with her and the kids more often. She's reportedly even on board with going through intense fertility treatments again because she wants their next baby to be carried by a surrogate. But now that Kourtney is realizing what it's really like to be on the road with her kids, especially a newborn, there's no telling what she'll ultimately decide to do. At this point, it would be kind of insane if she chose to start the surrogacy process while Travis is still on tour. But to be honest, Kourtney's plan to pack up the kids and follow Travis to Australia was pretty unexpected too. This trip is the first time that she's brought Rocky out in public, but the family vacation also seemingly marked the end of one of her intense rules. According to what a source told the US Sun, 2 weeks after Rocky was born, Kourtney hasn't allowed her mom or Kim to meet him yet. She allegedly had a super strict invite-only rule for visitors, and at the time there was no sign that she would be changing her mind anytime soon. The insider claimed that Kourtney's reason for putting the rule in place was mainly to protect Rocky from germs. But if she was that concerned about exposing him to outside illnesses and other risk factors just weeks ago, it's crazy that she decided to bring him all the way across the world. After all, Kourtney has already experienced more than her fair share of unpleasant surprises. Shortly after landing in Australia, she posted a photo to her Instagram story that was seriously shocking. Kourtney's picture showed an enormous spider perched on the wall. The caption she added on top of her image revealed that unfortunately, spiders are her biggest fear. Not long after, she shared another photo of a massive spider, but that time was completely different. In Kourtney's second picture, the spider was inside her hotel room and was also much closer to her. But spiders aren't the only thing that she has to worry about when it comes to keeping Rocky and the rest of her kids safe while in Australia. According to the Australian government's website, for the Department of Health and Aged Care, the continent has a lot of potential health and safety risks. Aside from extreme heat that can cause rashes, dehydration, and even heat stroke, there's another concern that's truly bizarre. Australia is home to many species of insects and dangerous animals that Kourtney and her kids aren't used to. Certain bugs can transmit serious diseases like typhus and dengue fever through their bites, not to mention some plants there can cause rashes and skin reaction. But apparently Kourtney is so desperate to stay close to Travis that following him to Australia with the kids was worth all of the possible risks involved. Sadly, her last resort doesn't seem to be working in her favor at all. Travis looks irritated that she's around and she's secretly struggling to take care of her kids while so far away from home. It'll be interesting to see what happens between Kourtney and Travis when he goes to Europe with his band this summer. But now that we've talked about her last-ditch effort to save their marriage and how it's been going, I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on Kourtney bringing 3-month-old Rocky and the rest of the kids to Australia to follow Travis while he's on tour? Do you think she's going to do the same thing when he goes to Europe this summer? Let me know in the comments below.